Hi, my name is Jacques Marquette. You may know who I am, but if you do not, I am going to tell you about what I did during my life. And I said, when I was young, I was a priest, I was a teacher, and years later, an explorer. I set sail in the 1650s to cross the ocean and explore the Mississippi River. After that, I was redeployed to explore the St. Lawrence River. I thought America was so beautiful that I never thought of coming back to France, or ever did.
Hola, my name is Francisco Pizarro. I was born in Trujillo, Spain around 1471. When I was a kid, I never learned to read or write. On my travel to Panama, I used over 180 ships. In 1502, I became mayor of Panama City. In 1541, I planned my trip back home. I never made it back.
I am Amerigo Vespucci. I was born sometime between 1451 to 1454. I was born in Florence, Italy. As I was growing, I studied math, language, and science. I especially enjoyed tracing navigator routes. I loved maps. That prepared me to become an excellent explorer. Finally, I was ready to become an explorer. I tried sailing to China, but I crashed into this land. It was America. Although Columbus discovered America first, thinking it was part of China, I was the first to realize that America was a new continent, not part of China. I sailed near South America. The continent was named after me. Then I sailed back to Spain.
Hola, mis amigos. I am Francisco de Coronado, and in 1540 I set off to find the legendary cities of gold. My army contained 300 Spanish soldiers and 1,000 Indian soldiers and servants. I made my way through Mexico and ended up in Kansas. I discovered the Grand Canyon. I decided to turn back because there's no hope of finding the legendary gold cities. I made my way back to Spain.
Inshallah. My name is Ibn Battuta. I am one of the greatest Arab explorers in history. When I was a kid, I had a dream that I was riding on a huge bird. I had quite many dreams, but this one I believed that I should travel east as far as I could. So when I grew up, I started to travel in 1324. I loved to ride on camels on land, and sometimes I rode on water. I went all over the world and seen many places. One of the places I've seen was Furrow's Lighthouse. After the long journey, I came back to my birthplace, Morocco.
Hello, my name is Captain Cook. I discovered Hawaii, Tahiti, and Australia. New Zealand is another place I discovered. The Hawaiian people were so gracious to me. They were so much different than my life today. And to this day, my soul still wanders the beaches and palm trees and volcanoes of Hawaii.
I am Jacques Cartier. I was born in 1491 in Brittany, France. I was curious about North America, so I explored it. I also sailed to Quebec City for the winter and returned to France the next summer. And I sailed to South America and visited the coast of Brazil. Today I'm 65 years old, and I've been told that I've been diagnosed with typhus.
Ciao, my name is Amerigo Vespucci. I sailed the New World and I am an explorer and navigator. When I was young, I always wanted to be a navigator. So now at my age, I had lots of students. One day, King Ferdinand ordered me to discover the West. So I did. I found 5 beautiful countries: Honduras, Nicaragua, Brazil, Cuba, and Mexico. Beautiful, huh? So when I sailed back, I got the same order from him. So when I sailed, I found one slight change. Asia is not part of North America at all. It's its own land. So I sailed back and told King Ferdinand. He was amazed. My voyage.
Ciao, my name is Marco Polo. I explored most of China for the Khan. The first time, my uncle and father went to China for the Khan. The second time when they came back, they asked me to come too. I was about 17 at the time. The hardest part of the travel was the desert. We faced many hardships and had to delay the travel at least 4 times. When we were finally at China, I was really glad. I was going to work for the Khan by exploring his land. But when we were delivering a princess to Persia, the Khan had died, so we were forced to go back to Venice with rare clothes, gems, and odd foods, such as noodles.
I'm Ferdinand Magellan. I was born in the 1480s in Portugal. I went on many voyages through the sea, and my first one was in 1505 with the fleet of Francisco de Alameda. I spent 7 years working in the trade route. I had a very important route from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean named after me. My last voyage was around the world. Before we were halfway through, war came.
Hi, I'm Christopher Columbus. I was born in Genoa, Italy. When I was 25, my boat sank, so I had to swim 6 miles to Portugal. I was going to find silk and cinnamon to Portugal. I'm important because I discovered the United States and Mexico.
Bonjour, you have probably heard of me, but if you haven't, I am the only Samuel de Champlain. Even as a young boy, I always longed for adventure and exploration. And later in my life, I traveled mostly around North and Central America. An important expedition I remember is in 1603 when I found the St. Lawrence River for the king. I went back to France to report my findings. The next year in 1604, I ventured around the New England coast. Finally, in 1608, I founded and conquered Quebec. Still to this very day, you will find me there, roaming and owning the place. Au revoir.